Hey everyone, welcome back to Garnock Reviews, where today we're checking out the Fleming 65 that was on display at last year's Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show. This yacht's got the perfect blend of having all the safety features you could imagine for being able to make passage making cruises, but it's also got a high level of luxury on board too. As you make your way up to the bow, you can see all the handrails that's in place, the wide decks, access doors to both port and starboard for the lower helm, plenty of storage mounted into that Portuguese bridge, and the hatch that leads down to the bow. I like the fact that you can actually lock this one in place too, especially if you're going to have young kids or even pets on board. But as I make my way down to the bow, you'll see here we've got storage compartments mounted into the coach roof. You've got again more handholds everywhere, but you've also got a very good space out here for laying out if you wanted to. And then this yacht's got a ton of redundancy features on board, and that includes having two anchors, two different windlasses. They both have the winch drum mounted onto it. They can be operated here at the bow, at the lower helm, and also at the flybridge. This one measures in, if you do the complete swim step to the anchor platform, it's 70 feet 10 inches in length. She's got a waterline of 61 feet 11 inches, her beam at 18 feet 8, maximum draft of 5 feet, and the air draft to the top of those radar arch is 17 feet 11 inches. And fully loaded, this one's got a displacement of around 125,000 pounds. As you walk around this yacht, she does not budge at all. And to help with even more stability, this one does actually has a Humphrey DC electric stabilizer installed. These are 10.7 square feet fins. And at around 5 knots, you get a fuel range of just under 5,000 miles. Now if you increase that to 8 knots, you're looking at around 2,000 miles. But flat out, she'll do around 17 knots and you're still going to get over 350 mile range. I was really impressed and also surprised with just how much room is in the aft cockpit. This is a great area for entertainment. It's also a great area for fishing if that's your thing. And there's a docking station built into the aft cockpit. This one's joystick controlled, but she also has bow and stern thrusters, so you can easily maneuver this one into place. And since this one's fully capable of doing long distance passages, the one thing you're going to want is comfortable accommodation in the inside, and that is exactly what you get as soon as you step on board. The woodwork throughout is first class. I love how it's got that bright colour and texture to it, so you don't have the dark claustrophobic feeling. You definitely feel the benefit of that 18 feet beam. And there's a tremendous amount of storage, lockers, drawers and cabinets throughout. And I like how the saloon in the galley's got like an open plan design. You had that large cockpit table as well for preparing meals and snacks. And since this yacht was privately owned and not actually for sale at the boat show, you couldn't open a lot of the cabinets here, but you see we do have the full height fridge freezer. There's not only more storage to starboard, but we've also got more opening windows for fresh air and ventilation, especially if you are cooking in the galley, which is on the port side. And this galley is big enough where you can cook your Thanksgiving dinner in here, not just your favourite meals. Plenty of countertop space, you get your convection microwave oven, you got your electric stove top, you got the oven down below, double stainless steel sink. And then before taking you up to the pilot house, I want to take you down to the lower accommodation first. I really like how wide the passages are when you're walking through this yacht. It feels like a far bigger boat than it is. To starboard you're going to find a twin guest cabin. The use of the LED lighting overhead and around the floor just gives that premium feel to it. In front of this cabin heading towards the bow, we've got both a washer and a dryer. On the port side, we've got a stateroom in here. When you get twin berths again, there's more storage in this one. I also like the fact it's got that louver effect on the hanging locker. That way you've got air circulating through here. You don't get that dampness smell that you sometimes associate with some of the trawler yachts. And obviously this yacht's fully air conditioned throughout. And this stateroom's even got a desk that doubles up as a vanity station as well. And opposite this stateroom is where you're going to find a guest heads compartment. This one's got a ton of room, so that way you can use the toilet. You've got the separate shower stall. That shower stall's also got the fiberglass molded seat into it. Countertop with a sink. There's storage in here for your toiletries and personal belongings. And then in this yacht, the owner's stateroom's on the bow. So much thought and detail has gone into the finishing touches in this stateroom, from all the lines on the deck, and the woodwork, to the LED lighting, to the vast amount of storage, lockers, drawers and cabinets we have in here, so that you can call this place your own home for extended periods of time. And the headroom in here's got to be easily over 7 foot. I'm 6'2", and I was totally surprised with just how much headroom you have, considering how far forward you are on the yacht. And being the owner's stateroom, this one is fully en suite. And just like with the guest heads compartment, this one's got a separate toilet and shower. There's plenty of room in here so you can use either appliance, and give yourself plenty of privacy when you're on board too. And as standard, this yacht comes with 1700 gallons of fuel, 400 gallons of water, and 330 gallon black water tank capacity. And as we head back through, I'll take you up to the pilot house. And this is one area where you can really personalize this if you're ordering new. But you're also going to find state-of-the-art electronics with a lot of redundancy systems in place, so that if for whatever reason something was to go offline, you've still got full access on a redundant pair. So you're going to find all the equipment and controls you need for the engines. You've got bow and stern thruster, this one's joystick controlled. You've got your stabilizer controls. The screen at the wheels, what they refer to as the Fleming First Mate or FFM monitoring system. It's a 16-inch colour display, and it's connected to all the key systems on board. You've got your main breaker panel up here for all the access to the AC and DC controls, including your generator controls. And I love that it's got seating up here with that table, not only so you can have your friends and family join you, but this would also make a perfect watch berth for passage making, especially at night. And for long distance passage making, I was also impressed to see that up here this one's actually got a day head too. Ideal for your guests who've been enjoying time in a saloon, but it's also ideal so that way you don't need to step away from the wheel any longer than necessary. And as well as having a fully equipped pilot house, this one is also capable of cruising from the Flybridge. And I love how easily and accessible the Flybridge is. That way it means that all your friends and family can join you up here. It's just a few short steps from the pilot house. And you see we've got plenty of outdoor seating up here. That large cockpit table in the middle, that's got folding leaves as well as a table being able to raise and lower. We've got full wraparound screens. These are great for being able to remove in sections. You can remove them completely or you can have it fully enclosed. And as you can see, we've got the full array of electronics at the wheel, because this is designed for cruising and not just for your close quarter manoeuvring in the marina. You've got 2 seats at the helm. I always imagine this as husband and wife cruising. And again, you got your engine controls, your joystick, your bow and stern thrusters, your stabilizer controls, and that customized Fleming monitoring system that's got all the engine and major components connected to it. And of course you've got the likes of your autopilot, speed log, depth, VHF, AIS, and everything you could possibly need. And if this was my yacht, personally I would expect to be cruising most of the time up on the Flybridge, especially with how much space you have here for your friends and family to be next to you. And for cruising along those lines, this one's got a fully functional and well equipped grilling area. Because here you'll see we've got a little fridge and freezer. We've also got the wet bar. But as we continue to head aft, the next compartment here, you'll see if we open this up, you've actually got a deep freezer in here. And this allows you to stay out at sea for longer periods of time and not have to worry about rushing back into shore to stock up on supplies. And then as we head out into the aft section, you'll see here that on the port side of the boat, this one does have a grilling station too. But on the starboard side, you'll notice we've got the sports tender on here. This one's also well equipped with a deck crane for easier launch and retrieval. And with the bathing platform that's on this one, you could easily launch the tender, and then that way it would be fantastic for just stepping on board, and then that way you can go and explore different areas while you're at anchor. And despite the boat's size, I honestly believe most capable husband and wife teams could easily handle this without having additional crew. And part of that is because even up in the Flybridge, we've actually got a 4th docking station. So you get one in the aft cockpit, you got the lower helm, the Flybridge, and now you've got one up here too. It's all joystick controlled. You can easily maneuver the yacht in and out of the marina. And then as I head back through the Flybridge, we'll get a closer look at that grille. And then you'll also notice that the main section for where the seating area is, again it's got this little gate that you can close open and closed. Ideal again if you're going to have young family or pets on board. And Burr Yachts were extremely generous with their time when I was at the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show. Most of the times when you're at the boat show, time is something that you don't have on your side. You don't normally get to explore things like the engine room, but in this case they did. They opened up the hatch and let me come down here and explore. So to begin with, going in this hatch, this actually accesses the lazarette as well. And in here you're going to find a Hypermarine hydraulic power pack for the primary, backup and autopilot steering pumps on anti-vibration modules. You got your air conditioning compressors, your DC electrical panel, AC power controllers, and then as I make my way forward that'll take us into the engine room. Just look how clean and meticulous this is. You got a 21.5 kilowatt Onan generator, and then this one's powered by twin MAN i6 800 engines. These are 800 horsepower each at 2300 RPM with twin disc MGX 5126A transmissions. And I love how easy and accessible all the main service and components are, but you've got plenty of room in this engine room that if you ever needed to do any major repairs, upgrades or replacements, there's plenty of room to do so. There's also a ton of light down here. Normally when I'm filming in the engine rooms, I'm struggling to get enough light to see what I'm doing, but that's not the case with this one at all. And notice how secure all the fittings and fixtures are. You're not going to have any pipes or any wiring or any hoses or anything like that move while this yacht's underway, and this is capable of doing some serious passage making offshore. It's just a very well thought out and well designed option for those that's looking for true blue water cruising. But as always, I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. If you can leave a comment down below, if you haven't done so already, if you can hit that like and subscribe button, it really does make a difference. And I'd like to thank Burr Yachts once again for allowing me the opportunity to come on board, check this one out, and I look forward to catching you on the next one. Thanks everyone.